All right, all right. Welcome to the building. We are here. Welcome to the live. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are here once again. You got Ball Hogger, Pitmaster, Mary Bailey in the building with my man, the DoorDash Revolution. And we are here to discuss none other than the Memphis barbecue brackets from the commercial appeal. It is boiled down to the final two. We're at the finalists. We have they have terminated all the other teams, and we're down to the final two. We hear echo on you. Yeah. So we are here with the DoorDash Revolution. We good? Bam. Yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we are finna give y'all a breakdown of some of these Memphis barbecue brackets from the commercial appeal. Like I say, it's only two teams left, and the two teams that are here left now are the Central Barbecue and the Commissary. Central Barbecue beat out, I believe, Memphis Barbecue Company. Let me make sure. Come on, tune in with us, DoorDash Revolution in the building. Let's tune in. Get our mic right. Go ahead.
It was the Commissary and Central Barbecue. Commissary and Central Barbecue for the finale. And ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about each participant that's in this tournament in the finale. Who did they beat to get to the finals? And we can start with the Commissary. And once we start with the Commissary, then we're going to go into the Central Barbecue. We talked about the Commissary on the last show. On your last show, we was talking about if there would be anybody that would be an upset in the Final Four, it would be the Commissary. And we both agreed that they was doing a whole lot of publicity. They was promoting their channel. They was asking everybody to vote. And that's what edged them over beating the barbecue shop. It was a close race. It was a nail biter on that end. So when Central Barbecue went against the Memphis Barbecue Company, okay, it was a landslide. It wasn't even close. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the Commissary Barbecue of who all they beat in order to get here to the finale. And then in the first round, they went against Corky's Barbecue. That's who they beat to advance to the Elite Eight. Then they went ahead and took out one and only Barbecue. And the Commissary. Yes. And then they advanced to the Final Four against the Barbecue Shop. And that's where they beat the Barbecue Shop in a nail biter. It was down to the wire. It was down to the wire with them. Now we want to talk about how did Central Barbecue make it to the finale. In the first round, they beat the Rendezvous to advance to the Elite Eight. Then they beat Tops Barbecue to advance to the Final Four, to where they beat Memphis Barbecue Company. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Commissary versus Central Barbecue. And I'm gonna let my man go ahead and give his perspective and his expertise on who he thinks gonna win it. And I'm gonna turn it back over to him.
Okay, and as I said, as we said from the jump, I was always riding with the barbecue shop. That was my number one pick over everybody ever since the top 16. I had thought that the barbecue shop was going to make it into the final and take it home. But obviously, it's been a whole turn of events, and the barbecue shop, they came through one time as they took out Pains. Barbecue Shop took out Pains to get to the spot where they went up against the Commissary to be to the final position. So what happened was the Barbecue Shop, they had a tough run when they came up against the Commissary, because the Commissary, as he said, they did a lot of promotion. Known for their good food out there in Germantown. I believe they're located, so they've been around for a little minute. They got a real good history, and the public's really attracted to what they got going on. So it's not a surprise to me that they're going head to head against each other, but it is a surprise to see that they said it was a landslide in which the commissary took the barbecue shop out. So with that being said, I mean, I just think maybe the barbecue shop didn't go hard enough with the promotion, and maybe they didn't know, maybe enough people didn't know about to vote for the barbecue shop, is what the commissary was just in their face, really promoting and pushing it, sponsoring and whatnot. So really just them being in their face and being in front of the people, it really, brought the attention to them. And I think that's what put them in the forefront in the race to get the overall judgment over the barbecue shop, if you ask me. But what do you think, Doc?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. They promoted themselves a whole lot. That's what got them over the edge. Now they still gaining traction. More and more people is voting on that platform to see can they get commissary over the hump. But Central Barbecue, they known for a lot of their prestigious things as well. In the city, they've been well known. They got several different locations in the city.
Let me cut you off right there. I'm looking at the brackets. And with the brackets, this is what the barbecue shop got through. These are the three teams. These are the three restaurants that the barbecue shop had to get through just to get down to the commissary. I mean, these are the two teams that they had to get to just to get down to the commissary. The barbecue shop had to beat out Cozy Corner, which was one of my top picks because I really like Cozy Corner. That's one of my top favorite barbecue spots in Memphis. So the barbecue shop has a real good, strong standing if they beat out one of the top spots, like a Cozy Corner. And not only did they beat out Cozy Corner, but they also beat out Payne's Barbecue, which is a real known, nationally recognized, real tough spot to beat out also. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're Hall of Famer or not, but they hold a lot of weight in the barbecue game. So for them just alone, the barbecue shop to beat out those two teams, those two barbecue restaurants, that's real tough competition. So that says a lot about them. So for them to get even down to the Final Four to even compete to that level, they really being in the running with the commissary. I thought it was really going to go in the barbecue shop's direction because I feel like they just had a tougher competition even to get down, placed that low in the brackets. The commissary, just going through who they were matched up against, they were matched up against Corky's in the first round. Corky's, that's not really that's not that much of a reputational barbecue place in Memphis. If you're a Memphian, they're more of like a franchise, more known as maybe like more of the fast food type of barbecue type of chain, just because they so spread out across the plain, But the commissary, they beat them, and then they went up against One and Only Barbecue, beat us out, beat Ball Hoggers Barbecue out. So obviously One and Only stands high in their ranking, but the commissary actually had kind of two easier barbecue restaurants pitted against to get to the position and lowers the brackets as they are. So the competition from the start was really a lot higher with the barbecue shop, even to get through those teams. So a lot of those teams were weeded out by the barbecue shop, because I don't think if you put the commissary up against either one of those teams, one of those restaurants that the barbecue shop beat out, I don't think that the commissary would be still around in the brackets. If you put the commissary up against Cozy Corner, I think hands down Cozy Corner would take them out. If you put the commissary up against Payne's, I just think, I think hands down maybe Payne's would take that. I don't know if it's just a locational thing, just them being located centrally in the city and being close to downtown. But it's real tough competition. So to even see the commissary and the barbecue shop put up against each other, that's a kind of an uneven-sided matchup, if you ask me, in my opinion. Because I would say, hands down, I would vote for the barbecue shop. But obviously the commissary has something going that the people have gravitated towards, and they built up a reputation, and maybe they can take it on and be the champions of this thing, beating out the barbecue shop. So with that just being said, the commissary, hats off to those guys. They most definitely deserve everything they get. And to beat out the barbecue shop to get to the final says a lot. And for them to be going up against Central Barbecue, we'll go through how Central Barbecue came down and got to where they at right after you give your little predicament, brother.
All right. What you just got through saying, I'm gonna reiterate. With Cozy Corner and Payne, they were inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. That's the reason why you said that bracket was a more tougher bracket. You had 2 out of the 4 participants that was out of the 16 participants that were in the Barbecue Hall of Fame. And you just mentioned 2 of them right there, Payne's Barbecue and also the Cozy Corner. Both of them were inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. And Central went against the Rendezvous. Rendezvous was another one that was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they also went against the Memphis Barbecue Company, which was also inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I beg to differ in a way as far as the competition is concerned, because both participants did go up against the Barbecue Hall of Famers on both sides of the bracket. Both sides of the bracket. And Central, took out the Rendezvous and Memphis Barbecue. Both of them. Wait a minute, hold on for a second. I'm saying it wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Central
took out
Rendezvous and Memphis Barbecue
and Central.
And Central.
No, and top.
But the commissary did not go against anybody that was in the Barbecue Hall of Fame. That's what you were saying. You are correct. I did say that wrong. Most of the Barbecue Hall of Famers was on that other side where the barbecue shop was at. Barbecue shop and then Central. So Central took out the Rendezvous and Central took out Memphis Barbecue Company. And the barbecue shop went up against the others. And then Commissary took out the barbecue shop. The Commissary did have an easier bracket. They faced Corky and they faced it one and only barbecue. You are correct.
Right. Yeah, right. Commissary had the easiest path to get to the finals. The barbecue shop had the toughest path to get to the finals, as well as Central Barbecue had the toughest brackets in order to get to the final also. So the commissary had a slide to the finals. Central is where they're well deserved to be beaten out, who they had to beat out. And the Memphis Barbecue Company, they had a good run. They were up against Baines Barbecue, and they were also up against A&R Barbecue. So Memphis Barbecue Company, they're I take it a little bigger establishment, more known and been around a little bit longer than Baines has been. So they had a kind of tougher road. I mean, an easier road to get to where they were at. So just to be said, Central is well deserved to be in that spot. In Commissary, they had a slide to it.
I agree because the barbecue shop eliminated the Barbecue Hall of Famers. So what edge Commissary over the barbecue shop was they had got a lot of people voting because they got out there and they promoted, just like they was putting out a wildfire in California. That's what got them over, but it was close. It was very close. It could have went either way. It could have went either way. So
when I last segment, I had predicted that it was going to be the barbecue shop. You had a prediction that it was going to be
Memphis Barbecue Company and the barbecue shop. Yep. Memphis Barbecue Company and the barbecue shop. Reason why? Because Memphis Barbecue was one of the participants that was in the Barbecue Hall of Fame. But Central took them out. So now, who will be the champion? I believe it's going to be a close race. I believe it's going to be a very close race. I'm seeing Central got the edge right now. Right now, I think they got the edge. But I think the Commissary is closing in because, like I said, they've been promoting. I know because I go and I pick up food there off of the Grubhub app, and everybody coming in there, they tell them, look, vote. Scan your code in right there, vote. So they've been doing a lot of PR out there. So if they happen to pull out the upset, that would be the reason why. But for Central Barbecue to be as famous as they are, I said right now they're in the lead right now, for as I see it. I think they got the edge on this, but if the Commissary pull off the upset, it'll be because of them getting out there promoting themselves more than anybody else. A lot of people didn't even know, wasn't aware that this competition was going. A lot of the customers that was going to be patrons to these restaurants, including yourself, they didn't know. And I believe if they had to know, the customers at all of these other restaurants, I believe this would be a totally different type of competition right now. And it will be different in the two participants that's here now. I believe it would have been somebody else.
all right, bam. Well, my prediction for the champion is I'm gonna have to roll with Central Barbecue over everything. I'm going with Central Barbecue. It's gonna be my pick. I think they're gonna take it over the Commissary. I think just because they have more locations, probably more well known, nationally known, and really Central Barbecue to me. I haven't had the Commissary. I admit that I've never tried it before. I got to go out there and try it. I've heard great things about it. They look like they got some awesome food. They got a good history to it. But Central Barbecue is just one of those staples in Memphis that people go to. It's well known. It's one of those tourist locations. Was one of those destinations that people come into. Like I said, they got one right by the Civil Rights Museum. They got one centrally located in Midtown, and they got one right there in East Memphis. They just one of those establishments. They got a big name to it. So I just think overall, Central has more that they rolling with and just well known. So I think they'll take it in the grand scheme of things. Commissary, no hate to y'all. I got to get out there and try to barbecue because from what I hear is great thing. But I've had Central Barbecue before. They have good barbecue. They got good barbecue bologna sandwiches. I know they do in-house like chips and potato skin, stuff like that, brisket sandwiches. So they a decent barbecue place. So I can't hate on them when it comes to the barbecue. So in the finals, I think they'll take it. In my first pick, I rolled with the barbecue shop. I thought they were gonna take it from the WAP. And as you know, Ball Hoggers Barbecue was in it in the first round. We was in the top 16. So we gave it our best run and we gave it our shot. So a lot of love to every team out there that got named out there and that participated in the contest. And I want everybody to get out there and go and patronize those establishments, eat y'all food up in their joint and put their names out there and make all of them big household names because all of them deserve it. All of them do their thing. And barbecue was a good sport and it's a brotherhood that everybody enjoys and participates in. So it means a lot to Memphis when it comes to that barbecue. And I'm just glad that they make it even a thing and they acknowledge it and they take their time out to put it on people's mind. There's a lot of decent and good barbecue places out here who deserve the recognition that they do. So when it comes down to the finals, I'm gonna have to roll with Central Barbecue. But next year, when it comes to the barbecue brackets and the contest, I want everybody to get out there, y'all participate, because it's all fun and it's all love when it comes to it. That's why they put it out there. As a Memphian, y'all should take it amongst yourselves to get out there and represent and just vote, man. And what's y'all favorite barbecue place? You know, it might be some place that nobody ever heard of. They come across it. Y'all brought it up to them. Y'all mentioned it, and now it's their favorite spot. So, you know, don't be stingy with your favorite restaurants. Let other people get a little chance to get out there and get a taste of it. They got enough food to go around. So, you know, uh, everybody who participated in it, that's love. Everybody who voted for Ball Hoggers Barbecue in the contest, that's even more love. We most definitely thank y'all. You know it's appreciated, man. It's always appreciated when y'all just come in our establishment and shop with us. So even to go out there and vote for us and to keep us in the bracket, you know what I mean, that means a lot. And hopefully we'll be returning in that joker next year and give it an even stronger run. Because now our name's been in the paper, more people know about us. So if you haven't tried us, we in there for a reason because we're there to compete. So we go for the top-notch flavor and we want to bring the people that quality award-winning taste. So we in the runners too. We hold that standard high and we know we placed up there too, man. So we there to compete and we there to run. When I started barbecuing, one of the things I wanted to do when I started, I just wanted to be mentioned up there with some of the names that have always been mentioned when you mention Memphis barbecue. So even to be acknowledged with the top ones, that's the honor. You know what I'm saying? So we want either way it go because that's something that I wanted to do, man, for sure. So go ahead, DoorDash. Tell them about it, man.
What I want to say is reiterate what he talking about. Yes, be sure to vote. The votes did get him there in the 16th place there with the rest of them, and congratulations to him. And since we know that if it be out next year, we're gonna be out, earlier, giving you minute to minute detail updates, when to vote, how to vote, where to vote, because there was people that wanted to vote, they just couldn't figure out how to vote. For some reason, they said it was glitching out on them, and they weren't able to vote, or when they found out, it was already the deadline. So we're gonna try our best to make sure that it be updated as much as possible so everyone out there will know about it, especially on both of the channels, on Ball Hoggers channel as well as Pitmaster, BBQ, Grills and Thrills, and the DoorDash Revolution channel. We're going to be promoting the event next year since it will be a second annual. I believe it will be a second annual. I believe this all the 16 participants that was here this year will be back next year. It may be a couple new faces next year, but people, you got to vote. You got to vote because they're going to put it in the newspaper and they're going to let you know the vote for your favorite barbecue. Then all the numbers are going to tabulate up and then they're going to put them in that 16 restaurants. And then they're going to go into the competition bracket, and I definitely want to see them do it again. And I know if they do, we're going to be here, myself and my boy right here, Ball Hoggum, uh, Pitmaster, Merritt Bailey. He got good pulled pork sandwiches. He got good samplers. I know because I done tried it. You see it and everything like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like him. I never tried the commissary pulled pork. I never tried the smoked wings. I never tried the ribs. Never tried the barbecue nachos. I'm planning on going over there to check it out and find out what's going on. And we're going to see, do they meet the criteria of what everybody's saying? You know, I pick up a lot of orders from there. So a lot of people said good things and great things. So I'm just glad that we was able to do this, and I was able to do it with my brother here. You know, next year we'll be from the start to finish on this, and everybody got to vote.
Yep. Everybody get out there, do your part. So y'all can't sit around and complain if y'all ain't voting. So y'all can't say, oh man, they barbecue nasty. I don't like they food. I don't like that. That's trash. So if you ain't go out there and place their vote, if your favorite barbecue place ain't get up in their joint, then you can't even complain. So make your joint number one and get out there and do your part. If you a Memphian, then you get out there and you do your Memphis job and you vote for what the Memphis barbecue should be. So that's what it's all about, man. So with that being said, we gonna wait till next week to see who's gonna hold down the championship to be number one for Memphis barbecue. Is it gonna be the Commissary or is it gonna be Central Barbecue? Yeah, which one y'all got? Y'all decide. Central Barbecue or the Commissary? Put it in the comments, man. Which one do y'all think is gonna do the thing, man? And if you think either one of those should even be in the finals. If you think somebody else should have made it to the finals, put that in there too, man. If you think somebody got robbed, if you think somebody that was always in the third round should have made it to the first round, put them in there too. I mean, ball hog barbecue. I mean, yeah, we was in there. So if you think we should have been there, put it in the comments too, man. And like I say, go by and support all them restaurants. I can't wait to go and check out and see what the commissary got to offer, man. So if y'all been out there, tell me what's good. So when I get out there, I got to try it. Like my man say, if they got some smoked wings, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna try some of those smoked wings because you can't beat some good wings when it comes to the barbecue. You know what I mean? So definitely that's what's up with the barbecue brackets. I appreciate the DoorDash taking his time out to give us his thoughts and opinions and a rundown on them brackets. He was keeping me updated through the whole thing, as well as y'all. So as he says, check out his channel because he keeps it going hard with the barbecue updates, man. He goes in depth even more on the situation with a real breakdown on the bracket. So he does his thing, man. He's serious. That's why I enjoy doing my work with the guy. And that's why we're working together now. Because one thing, this man knows some good food. This man knows some good barbecue. He knows some good business. And he knows good things. He's highly educated. And he really knows the business. And he takes his time out to educate himself if he don't know. And he's going to share that wealth. And he's going to share that knowledge with you. So y'all sit back and listen to my guy. It's a pleasure to meet him. And that's why we chopping it up next. So we're going to bring him to the program most definitely more often. So when y'all subscribe and y'all check us out, you're going to peep it, Ball Hog or Pitmaster out and my man DoorDash Revolution out. And go to his channel and check him out, man, because he do his thing. So the brackets is out there. Y'all did your thing now. Down to the finals. Next week is dropping. I think the voting is from the 2nd to the 5th or something like that. So y'all got to the 5th to vote and get those votes in, and they'll probably announce it on the 6th. So we're going to come back with another episode to tell about who won and who made it and what is the business on that. And that's a wrap on that part for that. But we got more issues to talk about coming up. So Mr. DoorDash Revolution put this on my brain, and we chopped it up a little bit on this topic last time. And he said he wanted to tap back in on it because it is important. And it's something that I think everybody needs to know about because it affects pretty much the whole city. You know, when jobs get affected, when people get affected, when businesses get affected, when areas of the town get affected, you know, it affects us all. So it's a serious thing about these Memphis restaurants. As you know, a lot of them have been closing. over time, they come and go. You get these pop-up joints. They might be around for a year or two, 6 months or so, and the turnaround isn't too good for them. So we just trying to tap in and break down a little bit of that, and try to understand a little bit more in depth on what's going on, man, and what this seems to be the scenario for the Memphis thing. So I just let my guy DoorDash tap in and expound a little bit more on that topic, and it's.
I thank you once again, Pitmaster Bailey. We are the dynamic dudes of the barbecue content out here. We will be giving you more and more information. We will be doing research and case studies. I've done case studies on DoorDash. I've done case studies on Grubhub. I've done case studies on a lot of platforms. And we're going to do case studies on this, just like he said. When he mentioned it, I said, I got to go do a little research. It's over 100 restaurants in the last 2 years that closed their doors. That says a whole lot in our city. What's causing these restaurants to close their doors? We're going to find out the answers. We're going to do the research, and we're going to get the information for you. Also, we're going to share our perspectives and opinion on what we think the reason why, a lot of them are closing their doors and why they didn't last, after the pandemic and all of that. Was it poor customer service? Or was it just, loss of good staff? Or was it just they just couldn't be able to bring themselves to be afloat? What I mean, they struggled to try to keep their head above water, but at the same time, they weren't doing nothing but treading water, and then they just decided, well, I don't want to swim in this deep water anymore. I done lost too much. I didn't invest too much. I just got to, just throw in the towel. And hopefully we can, meet some of those restaurant operators that will be able to give a little bit more insight, in-depth information behind the scenes that we will want to share with our viewers, because as a delivery driver, it affects us as well. If the customers are not ordering from the restaurants that we come to, and there are our clients too, if the restaurant's not making money off them third-party apps, we're not going to make money delivering the food. So yes, it's a serious deal right there, and we need to find out what the problems are and come up with, possible solutions out there, especially with delivery drivers. We got a responsibility, and we need to hold ourselves accountable when we pick these deliveries up to make sure that we complete the delivery. It's very important that we complete the delivery on our end. It's very important that we practice our best business etiquette, quality customer service, excellent professionalism, great communication, because we are an extension of our restaurant owners and operators. So we got to give a good look on them as well, because we delivering their food. So we got to make sure that, remember and keep in mind, we are an extension of them. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. Well, back to the topic, man, is why these Memphis area restaurants are closing down, man. As you know, some of your favorite spots you might have gone to, man. You might have seen them when they popped up. You might have been excited for them to come to the hood. You saw, man, oh, Juicy J Crab Shack, ooh, why they finna have this here and this here popping, man. And that joker, well, you know it, man, 5-6 months over. And after my man said, after the pandemic, everything got a little tight, maybe a little hard for people. I don't know if you were a new business coming into the game. They had a lot of bailouts, a lot of PPPs going out, a lot of stuff to help some businesses that some people took advantage of. But some businesses that got it, that needed it, it took it and rolled with it and made it help out their businesses and prosper from it. So it went hand in hand. So and you got to take a lot of things into consideration when you think about like Memphis restaurants closing and stuff like that, as in location, the resources that's available, the experience that the people have that's opening the businesses, what type of clientele are they expecting, financial situations, their knowledge of finances. It's a lot of factors that come into terms when you think about opening the business that you got to take into consideration. So, you know, a lot of people just really, step into the game. It might be their first time trying it out. They just experiment a little bit, learning along the way as they go. That can be a pitfall to some. And before you know it, you learning, but you get it up, you behind the eight ball, when you finally get the point, so you backtracking and then you got to go back and hem up all the stuff that you didn't know in the past and you trying to make up for as you trying to get ahead. So, that baggage that you didn't know can come along and take you down as you try to expand your business. So, there's a lot of stuff that you just got to be in front of for thinking about and just be in front of the eight ball to keep yourself in a good position. You never want to play from the defense, be on the offense. So just be prepared on that tip and just know your business. Take time out. Like you said, if you want to get into it, you got to be knowledgeable about it to do it. So, just take time out to understand what you're getting yourself into so it won't come around and bite you in the butt on the back end. So that's just one thing, get the knowledge and then location. You want to plant yourself in some place, an area where you can see suitable for you to be and profitable for you to be. You know what I'm saying? And where really it's a need for your, as they would say, a supply for the demand. You want to have something that you can supply to the neighborhood or the region or wherever that you're in and that you locating your business in. So, you want to take that into consideration. Of course, think about crime. Memphis is known for crime, which has shut down a lot of businesses. So, areas, safety is a big deal when it comes to that, man, because there's a lot of businesses that gets robbed, people sticking them up, smashing and grabbing, and really just polluting the neighborhood where people don't even feel comfortable coming in and spending their money with them. So those type of things you got to take into consideration when you're thinking about where you're going to plant your seed and where you want your business to grow. Are you going to plant your seed in bad soil or you want to plant your seed in good soil? So, take it to the area in which you think your stuff will flourish. Um, and other things such as resources, do you have the finances or the resources to get to the point that you're trying to get to? Don't overexert yourself and get yourself in a hole trying to skip levels or move too fast and trying to get to what you got to do. Steady pace, slow yourself and just get your grasp and get to where you got to go. You got to build your business up. Nothing comes overnight. So it's not a fast thing where you just go in there, microwave, and you get quick results. You really got to take time out, water that seed, watch it grow. So, uh, just taking your time, do your thing, man, and allow yourself to interact with other people and take opinions, man. Constructive criticism is everything. Everybody's not hating, something something need to be taken into consideration. I'm gonna let my guy DoorDash step into it, man. What you think, DoorDash? Why you think some of these Memphis businesses are closing, and what do you think will help them out in order to sustain a little bit longer business?
Present a good service and a good product. Good service and a good product and good package. With a smile. With a smile. Greet your patrons when they come in. Make them feel like they're at home. Make them feel special. Be real and not fake about it. He put a lot of powerful information out just then, that we need to be paying attention to, as well as delivery drivers, as well as restaurant operators. Some restaurants lost good staff, chefs, cooks that had that food on a 5-star level, and they didn't come back. They might not have been able to pay the chef the money they needed to pay the chef, and that chef had to go somewhere else. And that hurt their business. The quality of the food, the production of the food, and the expertise of measuring the ingredients and all of that, and bringing that flavor. They keep bringing the customers in craving for more. Service and product, good service, great product, greater business etiquette and professionalism. Greet them at the door. Greet them at the door with a smile. Make them feel comfortable. Give them the experience that they need that is so memorable that when they go back home from out of town, coming here as visitors and everything, they will tell others. Be top notch at what you do. It's not going to be easy. You're not going to build it overnight. It takes time, effort, perseverance, planning, research, more research. You know, strive for perfection, even though we're not perfect, but you want to get better and better at what you do. And I think that'll be the keys in, you know, holding on to a business. But it's the customers that also make your business, too. So keep that in mind, everybody, as well as restaurant operators, as well as delivery drivers, because a lot of restaurants have used third-party apps, and the third-party apps experience and delivery drivers not dropping off the package and having that same vision that restaurant have has hurt a lot of them as well. So that's my take on it. But like I said, we're going to do more research. We want to bring more information. Hopefully we get interviews with more restaurant operators to find out what's actually going on behind the scenes, what works for them, what don't work for them, and all of that. Go ahead, my bro.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good take on it right there, brother, man. And like you say, it could be numerous reasons why restaurants close and why restaurants close, like I say, man, it's a tough business to get into. It's one of the hardest businesses to get into is out here, man. One of even the tougher businesses to sustain. 1 minute can be up, 1 minute can be down. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to really prepare for them hard times. Know that they might come and just be ready to rock and roll with it, man. Because it's one of them dirty games that you get into, man. And really, like you say, you got to look at the bigger picture, man. A lot of people get into the restaurant business and try to just do what's trending. They might just hop in the game and think that they can just do something that's a fad or something that's just trending right now. That's something that really doesn't have any long-standing uh, sustainability to it, man. So, you really got to have something that's solid, something that's impactful, something that's solid, something that take the test of time, man, stand the test of time and be out there where you can really present it to them people, man, with your chest and your shoulder out, man, and stand on it. You know what I mean? So just to get in the game for something this quick and think you're just going to do something trendy and it's going to pop off and everybody's going to jump on it and it's going to take you and sell you off into the sunset, man. That's a fantasy right there. You got to get something solid, put it in the ground, and then you'll get the results that you want to, man. So most definitely you have to be dedicated, uh, and you just gotta grind it out and do what it takes, man. Staffing is a hard thing to deal with when you get out there in the restaurant game. Also, because some restaurants don't even have the resources or the funding to even staff correctly. So you wonder why the girl act like she got an attitude up here with you because sometimes the resources she might not be getting paid the proper amount that she's, up at the job to do, man. So yeah, you might get a little attitude. So, you gotta be a little understanding. And that's the difference between businesses will have bigger funding and some businesses that have lower funding. You might have people who have a shorter staff because they can't afford to pay a bigger staff in order to uh, provide the services to your need. But that doesn't mean that they're not striving to get there. They might just need some help to get there. So you help them along their journey. And as my man say, it's all about the intentions, and customer service is key. So being nice and being kind to people takes you a long way. Uh, in Memphis, of course, just in the South in general, we bank highly on hospitality. It's all about Southern hospitality. So when you walk in the building, we treat you like your family, uh, not guests. We treat you like your friends. So that's one thing that we stand on and really hold high, man, and value where we come from. And that's what businesses strive, and that's what keep people coming back and recognizing your business. If one thing, you have that good product, and product will sell itself. But if you have a good salesman to go along with the product, then that'll take you to the next level. So it's all about being, on top of your A game, man. Nothing wrong with service with a smile, you know. But don't get it messed up. The customer's not always right. That's something they told you this a lie. You feel me? So the customer's not always right, but we'll work with you though. Yeah, if you work with us, we'll work with you because we all want to be happy at the end of the day. And that's what makes people successful, man. So yeah, for sure. So everybody, those are keys and a little rules to the game. And when you're trying to just open a business and try to stay in business, and we got more coming, man. Like my guy say, we're gonna speak and elaborate on it more as we speak, man. This ain't the last time we're gonna touch on the topic because it's something that we need to get to the bottom of. Because I like to see people succeed, man. I like to see neighborhoods succeed, and when people in businesses don't flourish, you just see a lot of abandoned businesses, and you just see a lot of you know uh, dilapidated stuff going on in the neighborhood. It's not a good sight. So when businesses and small businesses especially succeed, everybody wins. Makes the neighborhood look good. Makes Memphis look good, man. Brings opportunity, brings growth and development to the city, man. So that's what it's all about. And with that being said, we just especially appreciate y'all tuning in, man, because this is our second episode. Me and the DoorDash Revolution. We've been going in. We've been tossing topics back and forth, expounding really on this barbecue bracket, man, because as you know, we both love barbecue and that's our thing. So we're going to tap back in on that. This is my second live, as you know, man. So I appreciate y'all just tuning in because man, we finna keep it rolling. This bus that don't stop. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. We just getting started, as we say. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. DoorDash Revolution. Especially subscribe to my channel and come down to Ball Hog and Barbecue. Y'all come and check me out, get some of that award-winning taste for your face, and we're gonna be in the place. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. And rack them up, stack them up, rack them up, stack them up. Let's say, tune in, DoorDash. Talk to the people, man.
Rack them up, stack them up, rack them up, stack them up, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you, when you get over there, Ball Hoggers, you're not going to be disappointed at all. Stop by my man's shop over there, 1404 Airways Boulevard, and tell him that your boy, the DoorDash Revolution, sent you over there. You'd be glad you did. I guarantee you that. I tried his pulled pork. I tried his sampler plate. Yes, indeed, he got it going on. So be sure to go over there. And then when you go over there, fellowship with him, let him know who you are and everything. He's just like family. He gonna treat you like family. So that's what it's all about. I thank him so much for collaborating. I'm glad to meet him. I'm glad to do these episodes with him. We're on a mission. We're on a mission, ladies and gentlemen, and it's on this barbecue thing. I got other things that I do as well, but it's on this barbecue thing. We got some more festivals going on. Bartley got a festival coming up in October, and then there's another one in October. It's two in October. So we will be giving an update. We will be doing the coverage on it. We will be doing episodes on it. I guarantee that. As long as God give us breath, we definitely gonna do that. And I'm so glad my man embraced me. It seemed like we've been knowing each other for years, and we just recently just met each other. So that's how it works sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep full steam ahead. Hayes Gray underway. Keep it full steam ahead.
Rack 'em up, stack 'em up. Put me up. Hey, rack 'em up, stack 'em up. Before we get out of here, tell me about that smash burger you made tonight. Just give me a little bit of that smash burger. Tell me about it, please, please.
I will be putting a video out tomorrow. What we did, we went ahead and I do mine a little different than everybody else. Everybody got a different way of doing it. I put it on that foil, and when I put it on that foil, I use some Lipton soup mix, onion soup mix, not the beef kind, but the golden kind. And then we finished it off with that black pepper corn. on top of it. And then we went ahead and laid a foil down. And then we went ahead and patted them burgers, small burgers, not the real big ones, small burgers. Because when you smash it, it's going to stretch. So we put the second layer on top of it. We used that rolling pin, and it worked perfect. I guarantee you that. And the flavor was good, tastes good, and all of that. And like I said, I will be putting that episode out tomorrow.
What kind of bread did you use?
I used the sesame seed buns. They was real soft. I got them at Kroger. The real good kind, real soft, moist and all of that. I didn't use the potato bread. Maybe next time I'll come with the potato buns. I heard they pretty good as well. But I got the technique down as far as getting that smash burger style that I want, from the backyard. We're not going to use the expensive grill. We're going to use a grill that maybe most individuals, get the little small one, when they first get started and everything. And, show that you can present some of these foods, and be enjoyable for the summer, birthday parties, all of that, So we just want to show some of the recipes that we do, that works for us. And hopefully it may give people ideas as well. Because everybody said they can cook a burger don't mean they know how, But we're gonna put that back out there. But we share our ingredients. Gonna be in that episode and our style on how we do it and everything. And each time I do it, I got a different idea. I'm gonna do some catfish 1 week too. I'm gonna use the potato chip batter for my batter for the catfish.
That sounds good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what I do, I grind it up and everything. It looks just as fine as any batter that you use for catfish. I use the kind of potato chips that a Memphis company here brand their potato chips. Got the best flavor and everything. And I use hot and I use mild. Mix them bad boys up together. Deep fried it at the right temperature and everything. And it's gonna make you say, I want some more of that. I guarantee it. But brother, I thank you so much, man, for giving us an opportunity once again to be on the show. And I want people to just be aware of this barbecue bracket we got going on here in Memphis from the Commercial Appeal. Once again, got to give hats off to Jacob Wilt and the Commercial Appeal with this storyline that they got going on. And the winner of the barbecue bracket will also be they will do a story of that barbecue champion here in Memphis for the best barbecue restaurant in this city. And that's all I got to say, my brother.
Well, that's a good mute. Bam. Yeah, that's a good note to end it on right there, brother. And like I say, we appreciate you for tuning in, man. I know we have a little technical difficulties every now and then, but we just getting this thing started. We just getting it rolling. We appreciate y'all staying down while we get everything worked out, man. So y'all tune in for the next episode for the breakdown of the Commercial Appeal brackets, man. Our picks coming through. Like I say, I got Central Barbecue as the top pick. I think my man said he rolling with the Commissary. You going with the Commissary? Shake your head if you going with the Commissary. Stop.
If it be an upset, it'll be the Commissary. But I said that Central Barbecue will edge it out. But if it be an upset, I told you what the reason would be. It's going to be a close race, ladies and gentlemen. It can go either way. But I think Central going to edge it out. I think they're going to edge it out. But if Commissary keep pushing and promoting, we might have an upset.
Well, we will know by the end of this week, man, and we will keep y'all updated too. So if y'all are excited and y'all is into it as we are about it, y'all might be tuning into the NBA. I'm tuning into the barbecue because I want to know what's going down up here in Memphis, man. Because I got to know if anything barbecue about here in this city is going down. I want to be in. And I want to know, man. So we're going to keep y'all updated as we get updated. And for sure, we'll be back with part 3 next week, man. So y'all just stay tuned, man. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Be safe, man. It's your guy, Pitmaster Mary Bailey, in the building with DoorDash Revolution. Rack them up, stack them up, rack them up, stack them up in your face. Yeah, we here, baby. So yeah, tune in next time, baby. We out of here.